Apparently MJ had a deal with Wilson as well.
Oh. Yo. The boys are back. We're talking. The Western Conference, Eastern Conference Finals are here. Yep. And they are live.
4 teams officially drop off.
Yeah, and we're down to 4. And we'll be down to 2 before you know it. That's exciting.
Yeah, probably about 2 weeks.
Yeah, probably. We'll see.
Super exciting.
I mean, in my eyes, I've already said this. Both teams could sweep. Could be a week.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It could be a week.
But we were discussing it, and probably the best $10 that I could ever give out.
If it happened.
If it happens.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, it would be...
Flashback to last week for the bet.
Yeah, flashback. Watch that episode, yeah. I have the Timberwolves sweeping, and you have them...
Not sweeping.
But still, 2 to 1 odds.
But hopefully still winning.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I do remember we did also talk about that I probably should have better odds, but we did shake on it.
You said that.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything about that.
Yeah. No, that's fair. A bet is a bet. It would be a good $10 spend, though.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Wolves get the finals.
Yes.
Sweet. 100%.
Easily worth $10.
If you could tell me that I could pay $10 to get them to the finals in 4 games, I would go get my wallet right now.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Starts yesterday, technically.
Yep, Wednesday.
So there it is.
Any final thoughts on the conference semifinal rounds?
No. I think we talked about. I mean, I think it's kind of interesting that the Pacers are in. I think Jalen Brunson did get hurt, but they did kind of take care of business, which kind of helped, but I just don't know. We've talked about this before. The Celtics had probably the easiest walkthrough to the finals.
Yeah, it wasn't even
maybe
close.
of all time. See? Ooh. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're a different beast. But
yes.
We'll see. Still got to play the game. Still got to win. They did lose game 2s of both of their series, I believe, to the Heat and the Cavs.
Did they?
Yeah. At homes.
Okay.
Or not home. No,
I mean, that's why they got the 2nd seed.
Yeah. So, we'll see what happens.
Okay. All right. Well, today we are doing something different. Not necessarily related to the playoffs.
No.
The finals. A little bit. Somewhat related, but not fully related.
Yeah. Some would say related to the playoffs.
Uh-huh.
Just not related to the conference
games
finals.
happening.
The games, yeah. More than, yeah.
All right, so what we're going to do today is we went through all of the teams that made the playoffs, and we are going to go through each team and say who we think out of the teams that didn't make the playoffs. We're going to take one player from any of those teams, add them to each team that did make the playoffs to make them an NBA Finals caliber team.
Mm-hmm. Just to boost their lineup.
Yep. Was that
was a good
easy enough to describe?
Oh, yeah. That was a very good description.
Okay.
Very good description.
All right, so you want to start in the East or the West?
Why didn't divide it by East or West? So we can start in the East.
Okay. Let's start in the East.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start. Well, okay. We're skipping Boston.
Yeah, Boston's pretty much. I mean, Boston. I think we've all talked about this throughout the year, and I think a lot of people would say we just mentioned it. Probably have the easiest walkthrough, so I don't really know how you improve them. Correct. They don't really have a hole.
Easiest walkthrough, and it's hard to say that adding X player would make them an NBA Finals caliber player or finals caliber team because they were most likely going to make the NBA Finals anyways.
Right. They're already pretty highly projected, so
it's pretty tough to add somebody to that team. But we'll go to the New York Knicks.
Yes, the New York Knicks.
Who would you add to their team? And let's just preface this by saying it's not like we're trying to grab the best player off of some other team to add them to this roster. We're trying to add somebody who maybe is more available or is somebody that would help them, but also isn't like a locked in player on another team.
Yeah. So my pick for the Knicks, I actually went with Jabari Smith Jr. My rationale was with Julius Randle being hurt, obviously being a good rebounding team already, he's just a better four, and especially with Hartenstein going out. Mitchell Robinson was fine. It just helps with the size. I think they had to play.
Mitchell Robinson got hurt. Hartenstein played.
That's what I'm saying. But Mitchell Robinson still played a few games before getting hurt. But the size, I think, was the big difference, and they could use a big guy in that four position. I think they went small a few times. Josh Hart obviously played bigger role, but so I think Jabari Smith Jr. could have been a good pick for him. Obviously, he's a very good player, young player, but one hurt.
Go. I went Malik Monk.
Ooh, Malik Monk was on a different team I picked.
Really?
Yes.
The rationale behind it is that they needed scoring. They needed somebody else to help Jalen Brunson shoulder the scoring load.
Mm-hmm.
Dante DiVincenzo scored plenty, but I don't think that he's a good enough second option, being that Julius Randle was out. So, to help with that, you add Malik Monk into the mix, and you got Jalen Brunson, Malik Monk, you got OG Anunoby when he's playing.
Mm-hmm. The Knicks are hard because they have injuries.
Yeah, exactly. But you can bring DiVincenzo off the bench, and then you got Josh Hart at the 4 and Hartenstein at the 5.
Yeah. Would you have Malik Monk start?
Sure.
Yeah. I think they're interchangeable, kind of.
I don't think that he's.
I mean, here's the difference. They only played 8 guys.
He's not going to be coming off the bench at whatever team he goes to next.
Right. I just think he's a good player. So he's a good pure scorer.
He's done with the whole bench thing. He's ready to start.
Not a 6th man of the year guy.
No.
So.
All right. Next one's Milwaukee.
Oh shit! I didn't do Milwaukee.
All right, I'll start.
Yeah, I'll think of somebody.
I'm gonna go with Gigi Jackson. Who's from the Grizzlies?
The Grizzlies.
Yeah, he's a rookie, so chances of them moving him probably low. But I think that Milwaukee could use more scoring off of the wing, and all this dude does is shoot the ball. So I think that he would help score for them. Like, they had a lot of guys that can do a lot of different things, but they don't do a lot of scoring. Like Middleton, good at a lot of things, but isn't somebody that's just he can score whenever he wants.
And he's getting old.
You got Dame who can, but
Dame, Giannis. Yeah, I would actually say on top of that pure scorer, I actually would say he's probably not available because he's a very good player for the Hawks, but Bogdanovich is a pure scorer with Dame. Because here's the thing with Dame is, what you said with Middleton, it was a very clear cut that Middleton, I mean, he's a good mid-range shooter, but without Dame facilitating it, he was really not as effective. And granted, his knees are always hurt or whatever.
it wasn't good when he had to score a lot.
Right, so it's like when you have him as the main focus, obviously they were kind of playing shorthanded already, so. But yeah, I think if you can combat that and get them a good score, that's a 2 or a 3. You obviously have an elite point guard. You have an elite big man.
Mm-hmm.
That will definitely help, so.
Yeah, exactly. Cleveland.
Who do you got for Cleveland?
For Cleveland, I have DeAndre Hunter.
Big guy? Hawks?
No,
Is he
I'd
Hawks?
say he is on the Hawks currently. He's probably going to get moved, so that played into it. But I think that he would be a good fit on the Cavs because they have Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland. So you got the 2 guard spots filled. You got Evan Mobley, who's going to be with them for a long time at the 4.
Oh, at the 4, yeah, because Jared Allen.
Yep, they have Jared Allen. Supposedly they're going to give Evan Mobley a lot of money, so then Jared Allen's going to be out. But I think that if they keep both of them or they grab another big guy, they're all the same at that point. But then you got the 3, and it's like, all right, who can we add? Mm-hmm. It needs to be somebody that can play defense, score a little bit, basically a 3-and-D guy. And I think DeAndre Hunter is better than who they got now, who I believe was Isaac Okoro.
Yeah, Isaac Okoro is kind of lower end guy. I was gonna say Miles Bridges from the Charlotte Hornets because he is pure scorer. He does shoot the 3-ball pretty well. Not as much on the defensive side, but he definitely puts up buckets.
I don't know about pretty well on threes, but
He's probably a 30-some% shooter. Which I think if you're talking also he has games where he can kind of take over. I mean, I don't think the Hornets will ever move him, but he's the type of player that you're looking for.
I mean, honestly, he shouldn't want to go away from the Hornets after them sticking with him.
Yeah, after all this stuff that happened. He's a good player. They're just so young. The Hornets are just so bad. But
yeah, I will say, as I was going through this, it was very hard to pick anybody. I don't think I picked anybody from Detroit or
Charlotte.
Or Charlotte, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think I picked anyone from the Spurs. It's hard to pick rookies because you're like, oh, you could get Wembanyama, but they're never going to move him.
That's not even
So that's what I'm saying.
realistic.
It's like, you're not going to get him.
All right, next, Orlando.
The Orlando Magic. That's who I had going to Malik Monk.
Really?
Yep, I had Malik Monk going there. I had him as a pure scorer. I think Jalen Suggs is a fine point guard. He's also a decent scorer. The main focus is...
Well, he's a defensive guy.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, he's also a decent scorer, but you have Boncaro, who's good. Wagner brothers are good. You just need a guy in Malik Monk. And like I said, if Malik Monk's going to be a starter, then you've kind of fills in. I mean, who else even came off the bench for the Magic? Joe Ingles?
Well,
bad.
he's towards the back of the bench.
Yeah, so I give Malik Monk some credit. I mean, you could put in a pure scorer guy like Malik Monk for a few of these teams.
Yeah, see, I don't think that he's their guy. I'm going to go with Emmanuel Quickly.
Yeah.
Because of this. All right, so you got Boncaro, you got Wagner, you got Jalen Suggs. Those are the three that are going to for sure be in their lineup, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Suggs, defense 3 at the 2 position. You got Wagner at the 3, you got Paolo at the 4. So basically 2, 3, and 4 are taken. So you're looking at either a point guard or you're looking at a 5-man. And I think that Emmanuel Quickly does a good enough job of getting everybody else involved, but also being able to score if he needs, just kind of on that same age level, right, where they're all kind of similar ages. I think that he would be the perfect point guard to fit in with those guys.
Yeah. So Jalen Suggs is not their point guard?
No, I don't think he should be, if he is.
Yeah, Anthony Black ain't it.
They started,
They started him because Gary Harris was their starting.
oh, he was.
Yeah. So it was Suggs, Wagner,
Yeah.
Gary Harris.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
I think Wendell Carter started also.
Yes, at the 5.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's not bad. I mean, they have their main guys, like you said. It's just adding.
Correct.
Ooh.
Okay. We skipped Indiana.
Yep.
Because they're still playing. Philadelphia.
76ers, I said Mr. Scotty Barnes himself.
He ain't moving.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying that caliber player on the 76ers, when you have obviously Embiid being elite, I mean, you got to get rid of Tobias Harris. That guy stinks. He's old.
Yep.
So you need that other big guy. You obviously have Maxey who can play. Oubre Jr. is not bad, so you need that 4. If you were to, in a fantasy world and were able to do it, Scotty Barnes type of player is the guy.
Okay.
Great rebounder.
I think that's a reach. I think that obviously that would be a good player for them to grab.
Oh,
but...
I have a handful of reaches on there.
Okay. All right, I'll go more realistic. Gary Trent Jr.
A small.
No, he's a 3. How tall is
Oh.
he? He's. Let's see here. He was on the Raptors. How tall is he? He's probably 6'5", I would guess. Yeah, 6'5". 6'5", 204. That's a good 3.
Yeah.
I was basically looking for somebody to take the place of
Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
Younger.
Who's their 4?
Probably Tobias Harris played the 4.
Yeah, they probably went. Yeah.
And because they had Kelly Oubre. Tyrese Maxey, and
who else was it? Let's see.
I don't know.
Batum. No, he didn't
No.
start. Kyle Lowry is who they started.
Kyle Lowry, yeah.
I mean, Buddy Hield's pretty. Yeah, they do play Buddy Hield, but
Yeah, I would take Gary Trent because he can improve the perimeter defense. He can also guard stretch force.
yeah.
Could be a decent option.
The biggest thing for them is they just need rebounding. They
I mean,
cannot rebound.
They just they put all that on Embiid.
Yeah, it's just too bad. I mean,
Yeah, so maybe Gary
Embiid
Trent's
healthy.
a little bit too small for him.
Yeah, but Embiid healthy, it's a different story. But it's just you could tell it was.
Yeah,
too
wears
much.
on him. Wears
Ooh.
on him for sure. Dang. 37.
37 what?
What was that topping?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's got 9.
He already hit it.
Yeah, so I told you. Pritchard already has 1-3.
All right, last team in the East, Miami.
Yeah, Miami needs a lot of help.
I can go.
Yeah, go for it.
I think Luke Kennard.
Luke Kennard.
Yep. He fits into their style of off-ball screening for shots, and the only game that they lost to Boston 4-1, right?
Yeah.
The only game that they beat them in, they shot an absurd amount of threes and made them. So
I think it was a record.
exactly. So the reason I added Luke Kennard is because that was the only way that they were going to beat the Celtics is if they were just banging threes left and right. Kennard's a pretty good shooter. He doesn't really do anything else. So let's just lean into what they're doing well and
Keep shooting.
go for the shooting the threes.
Yeah. I was going to say Alex Caruso just because Miami's a big defensive team. I mean, here's the problem is, like you said, with Jimmy Butler being out too, they don't really have. I mean,
Terry Rozier's out.
Terry Rozier was out. Hero had a lot of on him. Him and Bam were basically the only guys. That one game against the Heat or the Celtics that they did win, I mean, I don't want to say fluke, but you make 20-some threes.
See, that's what
franchise
I'm saying.
record.
You
So,
got to
yeah.
make at least 15 in the other games to be close.
Yeah, and they just didn't do it. So yeah, it might be a different story. They're obviously they're always the same team. We've talked about this before, where they just defense,
And score
and scored 92 points.
and score when they need to.
Yeah, potentially. So yeah,
Okay.
there it is.
Shall we go to the West?
The West. I did have someone for the Timberwolves.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well, we're not there yet.
Yep.
We're starting with Oklahoma City.
Oh, I didn't do City. I don't know why I forgot about the Oklahoma City.
All right.
They just need experience.
I'm adding Denny Avdia
Oh, that's your guy.
from the Washington
that's
Wizards.
So annoying.
Because here's my thing. I know some people are saying that they need a center
Yeah,
to
Chet's
move
probably
Chet
more of a
to the
4.
four.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
let's keep Chet at the 5. The difference with Chet is he's gonna. Well, I don't know if he is, but he needs to get.
He's not going to fill out. I
Fill
can
out,
guarantee that he's been trying to fill out and get more weight on him for a long time.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. That's just not his body type. His body type is tall and lanky.
Tall and skinny.
I don't like he can play offense as a 4, but I think if you put him on defense as guarding 4s, or if you put a bigger guy to guard the centers, then you're going to take away one of his elite skills of shot blocking. If he's guarding a 4, which are probably going to be farther away from the basket more times than not. That just doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, Chet, yeah, and even if Chet doesn't fill out, he still is going to always be an elite shot blocker.
Exactly. So why would you want to put him on a 4-man who's going to be on the perimeter, so he has less opportunities to use that elite skill?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, so you got to look at probably 4. I would say, Utah Jazz, John Collins isn't a bad option. There's 4s.
That's actually,
Not terrible, but I think because if you're going to keep Chet at the 5, which I think you should, he can become that stretch 5 because he's a decent shooter
right,
from outside.
Because then he does the good things on defense, but then he has the bigger guys trying to guard him when he can step out on the perimeter on offense.
Yeah.
So I think that they need another wing guy who can kind of do it all, right? You got the 3 main guys who are going to score, Shea, Jalen Williams, and Chet. So you need somebody that can do a bunch of things really well, but actually make a shot.
Yeah, you need
because
another.
Josh Giddey ain't it.
No, Josh Giddey ain't it.
He can't shoot. So
he can't shoot, and he really just kind of in a lot of games he just goes like he doesn't even play.
No, he does not play.
So it's like you need somebody just to replace.
No,
him.
he's gonna be gone.
Yeah,
but that's why I think Avdia.
Yeah, Avdia's not bad. I bet you a lot of people don't even know who that guy is.
Maybe
so look
not.
him up.
He's on the Washington Wizards currently. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe he'll move.
Washington Wizards. So yeah, there it is.
Denver.
Yeah, you know who I said?
Who?
He's not moving because he's one of your favorite from the Rockets. Sanguine. Great player, big guy. I mean, I think
he's not moving. He's literally the face of that franchise.
Well, they got some young. I mean, what's his name is? Who's their
Jalen Green?
Yeah, he's
no.
Jalen Green is way better.
Sengun is
no, Jalen Green will be the face of the franchise over Sengun. He's just not marketable enough. He's not marketable enough. But I think when you look at
who do you think if you ask Houston Rocket fans, who do you think they would say is their face of the franchise?
Face of the franchise, Jalen Green.
You think?
Yeah,
I don't.
Very close.
I don't know.
I just don't think people know what
Sengun.
Jalen Green's just like, oh my. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's one of those things where the last game showed Denver is a good team, but they have no depth.
Mm-hmm.
And they just got exhausted, especially at the big man position. Like Jokic is fantastic, but when he gets tired, you can definitely tell it's a huge lack. Yeah. And the bro's not supposed to play the whole second half. This isn't NBA Live where you turn off the settings.
Well, it was actually probably pretty realistic because when that happens, like they do get tired in the video game, and he also was quite tired in the actual game as well.
Right, and you could tell shooting wise, he settled for a lot more threes.
Yeah.
And just didn't really look like himself. I mean, the first few games he was bodying down.
I don't know if he was settling. I think that he was just like,
I'm not going to the lane.
That open.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, one of these has to fall.
One of 9.
Yeah. I went Malcolm Brogdon.
Oh, is he still in the league?
Yeah.
Who does he play for?
Portland. Yeah.
Forgotten about.
Because I think one, he could help run the team. Like their downfall, especially in the second half, was they had no structure in their offense, right? And so everything. And granted, in the games that Denver won against the Timberwolves, like they were able to just give the ball to Jokic almost every single possession, and he was just making play after play, and everybody was making their shots, right? But when they lost, the other guys weren't making their shots. He was still getting the ball so often, but I think that also wore on him. So having somebody else who has been around, who can run a team and put people in the right places, I think that if you add another guard, then he would be able to help facilitate things and make sure that Jokic doesn't have to facilitate every single possession.
Yeah. Well, I think you watch with the Nuggets, the big downfall on top of that was good, and it was also somewhat bad is the fact that they don't have. I mean, Jamal Murray's a point guard, but he doesn't look as comfortable with the ball handling. When Ant was guarding him, Jamal Murray, he kept giving it up.
He's gonna have the ball a lot.
No, I'm not saying he shouldn't have the ball, but I'm just saying when you put a tough defender on him, bringing the ball up the court every play.
Well, that's why they went away from him bringing the ball up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you have a guy who can bring it up, or you have pure score, I mean, their best offense was when Aaron Gordon facilitated it right away, gave it to Jokic, and Jokic then did his thing. That was their offense. They didn't even look like they ran sets. It was always just a pick and roll.
Yeah, that's what they usually do.
So, didn't work. Need depth. Depth.
Right. That's why we both gave him a bench guy.
Gave him a good player.
All right, I don't have a Wolves guy. But
Tyus Jones, Minnesota Timberwolves, back at him.
Why do we need him?
Because when Mike Conley comes out, who runs the point?
Ant.
And sometimes that doesn't work. I think Ant is better when he can catch the ball and then facilitate. I don't want Ant taking the ball up the court.
What about Nah?
Yeah, I think Nah is fine, but I think when you have a guy like Tyus Jones who's just experienced and can get the playmakers the ball, I think Tyus Jones is solid. I like Tyus Jones.
Yeah.
No bias.
I would just say the reason why it's challenging is because his minutes have to come from one of Mike, Nah or Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, and it ain't coming from Ant. It would probably come from Nah. The hardest part about the Timberwolves is really there's no, I don't want to say there's no holes to fill, but it's like, who are you, like you just said, who are you taking the minutes from? Nah has had games where he shows that he deserves to play. I mean, he when Mike Conley was struggling, he was basically carrying the load.
Yeah, in the playoffs, I
Yeah.
mean, you're not going to take Anthony out as often, right? And so you're basically putting Nah in for defense and to make open shots.
Yeah.
It's not like you're putting another guy in necessarily to like facilitate and run the offense. Like that's why Jordan McLaughlin and Monte Morris didn't play that much up to this point, is because like we have Mike in there to do that, and when Mike goes out, then we put Nah in and defense intensifies. But like those are the two options. We don't keep Nah or put Nah in for Anthony and then have another guy to facilitate the offense.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Not obviously this round, I've been very vocal that I don't think it will matter, but the next round could be very interesting to see.
Yeah, because perimeter matchups will be
key.
a lot harder.
Yeah.
Okay, the Clippers.
The Clippers, I have a big. This guy's probably not Vukovic. That's my stretch. Okay. Solid big guy. I think when you have Zubac, I think Zubac's fine, but I mean, their biggest lack is that position at center. When you look at the rest of their team, they're solid. They're fine. They're old, so they probably could use some depth, I think. But at the same time, I think if the big man could play, Zubac is just such a downfall for that team. But
I think Zubac does well for them. He does the things that they need him to do.
What's that? Doesn't
Rebound.
score.
No, I mean
that's what I'm saying.
They have three elite scorers.
Who's the three?
Paul George, Kawhi.
Kawhi didn't play the whole playoffs. He's injured.
That's the problem.
Yeah, so the injuries are. That's what I'm saying. You replace it. Even if he's one of those three is always injured.
Yep, that's why I'm adding a guard.
Who you adding?
Keldon Johnson.
Yeah.
He can score a decent amount. And
big booty, Keldon.
That's right.
That's why you picked him. He's got that booty.
I mean,
he's got that booty on his mind.
It's not
Keldon Johnson and the booty.
You ain't wrong.
Yeah.
But he would pick up the scoring for them when somebody's going to be gone.
You think at some point they're gonna have to get rid of one of those three? Well, at some point they will, but I'm saying sooner than later.
Yeah, I heard Paul George might leave this offseason.
Word
on the street is.
I mean, he's getting paid what, $45 million?
I don't know, but probably get him out.
Yeah. Paul George left a sour taste in my mouth.
You got anybody for Dallas or no? I don't have anybody.
I said Lauri Markkanen, another big stretch. Utah Jazz. They need a bigger shooter. I don't think Derek Jones Jr. is the guy.
So he's not in their score.
Yeah, but they're the same way. They have two elite scorers. PJ Washington, I should say 2.5. PJ Washington has played very well.
Yeah.
So you just add another 3. Markkanen play the 3, and then their bigs are kind of irrelevant. I mean, they're good. Gafford should be a lot better.
Their bigs are just in there to rebound.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah, let's see how it works.
They don't need them to score.
But
they're going to have to defend.
Yeah, might have to this series.
Phoenix.
I said the big man going back to Phoenix. I said DeAndre 8.
Really?
Yeah, elite player. Very good, pretty good scorer for a center. I don't know.
They already got rid of him.
That's what I'm saying. Come back. Well, we got rid of Tyus Jones. It's the comeback crew. I think you got to add a big to that lineup. I think their big guy is horrible. Not horrible. Obviously, I actually would either say you go big guy DeAndre Ayton or you get rid of Bradley Beal and replace him. Because Booker, I mean, you could say Booker will be gone, but if Booker and KD are the two, you have to replace them Bradley Beal. Which I think with a shooting guard, but I also think it's easier to replace the big guy. And then you have, who's their backup center? Athletic guy.
Drew Eubanks.
Fine backup. But I think you gotta get rid of that guy. I don't even know his name. Who's their center?
Yusuf Nurkic.
Yeah, Yusuf Nurkic. Didn't they could just flip teams. Isn't that who they traded for?
That is.
Yeah, so just go back. Rewind.
That doesn't make much sense to me.
Why?
Because they already tried that experiment
With those three?
with Ayton.
Ayton and who? Ayton, Booker, and KD? He was never on the team with KD.
I believe he was.
No. Ayton?
Yeah.
No, I thought they
I think
traded.
1 year. David's looking it up for us.
So he played 2023, so this 1 year?
Yeah, 22, 23.
Yeah, it's 17 points and 18 points. That's
no,
pretty
this,
solid.
This year
Yeah, 22 to
is
23.
when he played with KD, I believe.
Yeah, 18 points, 10 rebounds.
I'm just saying, I don't think he fits mentality wise.
I think it's
You need
fine.
somebody who's gonna come in and be able to score, be able to facilitate, do things that maybe the stars aren't trying to do. I got two for you. Two options.
Okay.
One, a little bit more of that, Colin Sexton.
Okay, so he
Add a point guard so that Devin Booker can get off the lead guard so that he can do more of what he's really good at, scoring a bunch.
Mhm.
And then you got Devin Booker doing all the scoring. You got Colin Sexton facilitating the team.
So Grayson Allen's off the bench, or Bradley Beal's gone.
One of the two.
Okay.
Yep. My second option, more realistic, less of a big jump, ties.
So point guard.
Yes. So that they can push Devin Booker off. Basically, you're doing what you want. You have Anthony Edwards doing. You're playing off the ball. You're able to conserve a little energy from there, and also you're able to let him catch the ball in the spots that makes it easier for him to get to places that he can score.
Yeah. Well, I think realistically, Bradley Beal's got to go.
I mean,
If
I
they
don't know
don't
if they have the ability to move anybody.
Yeah. Well, especially Bradley Beal. I don't think anyone would want him
Yeah, probably
after
not.
that.
Probably
That's how much his contract is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's a tough sell.
So those are my two.
Good coach now, though. Should that improve?
The Lakers.
The Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
So I said a big guy. Who did I say?
You want me to go?
I said Keegan Murray from the Kings. I don't know why I remember
Well,
saying
he's
it.
definitely not available.
From the Kings?
Yeah,
I think
he's like their favorite player.
no, De'Aaron. Huh? Huh?
Dude,
You know who their point guard is?
I'm saying.
I will bet you any amount of money you want right now that De'Aaron Fox is the favorite player in
They
Sacramento.
love Keegan Murray.
That's fine. De'Aaron Fox is the
They
guy.
love him.
De'Aaron Fox is Sacramento's guy. No chance that's even in debate.
I'm just saying
You can love him all you
Keegan
want.
Murray.
We love people too when you get rid of them. Sometimes you gotta make what's best for the franchise.
Would you say that Timberwolves fans like Anthony Edwards or Nas Reed more?
Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
You think it's Nas Reed?
No, I don't. But
Is that your similar thing?
I would say yes.
So you think Keegan Murray's Anthony Edwards? You think Keegan Murray's Anthony Edwards?
No. I'm saying Keegan Murray.
No,
Popularity wise, is similar to Nas Reed.
Oh, so he's behind De'Aaron Fox.
For the Kings faithful.
Got it. So he's behind De'Aaron Fox.
Potentially, yeah.
Or who is he behind?
No, he probably is behind him.
Got it.
But I'm just saying, they like him.
Yeah, of course. He's a young guy that can shoot the three. He's a good player.
He's a great player.
Just stretch for the Lakers. LeBron's gone.
That's true. It's a
Rebuild
stretch.
that.
What do you think about this one? Cam Johnson.
From Brooklyn?
Yep.
I mean, Cam Johnson was the only...
Wing, which I think they need.
They need a lot.
Scoring. Size.
Yeah.
Ability to buy in.
Yeah, I think that's...
He basically is a better version of Cam Reddish.
Oh, he's way better than Cam Reddish.
Exactly. And Cam Reddish started for a good amount of the year.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if Cam Johnson would start for the Lakers unless they got rid of some people. But I think he's a solid. I mean, Cam
He
Johnson.
could play the 3.
Yeah, should have Reeves, D'Lo, LeBron, AD, and Cam Johnson. Wait, who was their 3 that started?
Torian Prince.
Torian Prince.
Mhm.
Nah, he's probably something in his contract, but he's got to be gone.
Gotta be gone.
Yeah, they're gonna have to rebuild something because it's the same story with them. I think Cam Johnson's solid on the Nets. I think they like him too. But
Yeah. No, he's probably one of their most
him and
coveted
Mikal
guys.
Bridges.
I don't know.
Who's the guy off the bench? that
Cam
scores?
Thomas.
Yeah, Cam Thomas.
I would say that Cam Thomas might be the top
Favorite?
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, for them. I think the hard part is I don't know if you'd want to move.
Last year was 18 points.
Yeah, he's good. He has like 4 threes.
Yeah.
The difference is with Cam Thomas is it'd be hard to move him to like the Lakers because he just loves to shoot the ball. Every time.
Right. Yeah.
And that's not his job.
He's hard to move just to anybody.
He's perfect on the Nets because he can shoot all the time, and that's it. That's
true.
just what he likes doing. So,
True.
and he comes off the bench.
Perfect bench guy.
Yeah.
All right. Last one. New Orleans.
The Pelicans.
Yep.
I said they need a true point guard. I said Mr. Trey Jones. Facilitate. Let's see. I don't think CJ McCollum is this good point guard. I think he's a better shooting guard. He's very similar to a Devin Booker-esque player. I don't think he should take the ball up. I think he's better when he spots up and can get to his spots and shoot. But I think they also need somebody to do that because they obviously have the big guys that can play. Valanciunas is solid. Zion, when he's healthy, is solid. Herb Jones at a 3 defensive stopper. You just need that smaller guy. And Jose Alvarado is never going to start. He's off the bench. So
Never gonna start, but they wanted him to play more in the playoffs.
he's a sneaky little guy.
I said bring in Ayton.
Oh! Over Valanciunas?
Yeah.
No!
Yes.
Valanciunas is the guy.
No.
Valanciunas is solid.
He's solid, but he's not elite. And here's my thing. This is why I said that they should bring in Ayton. I do have a secondary one that's going to be a little bit more realistic, but DeAndre Ayton, the reason why I think that he would be good on the Pelicans is the one advantage that the Pelicans had over Oklahoma City was Valanciunas bodying Chet in the post.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not Valanciunas' game. Like, yes, he can do it because he's so big, but like, if you're the Pelicans, you don't want to just keep giving the ball to Valanciunas and hope that he can score enough to lead you to the win, right? Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and also Zion was hurt.
Yep, totally,
So-
totally. But if you have a guy like Ayton, he's a guy that you're like, okay, we feel good about giving him the ball a lot to score 25, 30 points on the high end, right? And he can body Chet in the same way that Valanciunas did. Maybe not quite to the level, but still can body him, give it to him a bunch, let him score in the post, and then that'll open up the lanes for the other guys.
Yeah.
So I think that was the one advantage that you could exploit even more from their series against the Thunder this year.
Yeah.
My second guy, not quite to the level of Ayton, but more realistic, Zach Collins from the Spurs.
Zach Collins is not bad.
He would be more of a backup guy.
No, he'd come off the bench.
Correct. So
would he be a 5?
yes.
Or would he come in for Zion?
No, he'd be a 5. He would basically take the minutes. Well, so Larry Nance Jr. would be Zion's backup. He would be the 5 if you want to play small. But to my previous point, their best play was to body the center of the Thunder. And to add a backup like Zach Collins, I think he could also do that. And so then you go Valanciunas at starting, you bring Zach Collins in, and you can play the same exact way, still maintain that advantage in the post, but you don't have to bring in a guy for Valanciunas. Like, instead of him, now you're just bringing Zach Collins as his sub.
So a guy off the bench to, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what I'm thinking.
Interesting. Yeah, Zach Collins is definitely a bench guy.
Yes.
So, injured. Already a game time decision for next year.
Oh, man.
Torn labrum.
Hopefully he gets better.
Yeah, got a long season, off season. So, Yeah, that's crazy. There's the players.
There you go.
I don't know how many will actually move, but
Wouldn't it be
just remember this if there are anybody that moves. We called it.
Wouldn't it be cool if we actually did call some?
Oh yeah. I mean, the hard part is it just depends what people want to make the moves. I mean, there's a lot. Obviously, the standard. I mean, the Celtics are. I mean, their Celtics are hard to say the standard because they're just elite from top to bottom. But there's a lot of teams that have a lot of potential that probably are just a few guys away. But so, and then there's also a lot of teams that are just needing to do the rebuild. / the Pistons just are continuing.
Basically, half the teams that didn't make the playoffs need to rebuild.
Yeah, or are in the process of a rebuild.
That's right.
If we're trying to be positive about them,
Uh-huh.
they might be in the quote unquote process.
That's right.
But we'll see. We will see. We will see. Ooh. We will see. We will see.
All right, that's all I got for you.
There it is.
What's your series prediction for the Celtics? Pacers series?
4-1 Celtics.
4-1. Okay.
Yep. There he
It's
is.
got to be close.
You think
4-2.
4? Yeah.
No, between 1 and 2, but
Yeah.
it. That's what I'm saying. It's close between those two,
Yeah.
1 and 2. I'll probably say 4-2.
4-2.
Yep, 4-2.
They sneak them both.
They sneak 2 in.
Sneak 2 in both at
Just
home.
because I think that playing that style, you're gonna be able to snag 1 or 2.
Yeah, you gotta get hot.
But it'll be tough to win
Tired
the
out.
whole series.
Oh yeah.
And then the other series,
4-0.
Bulls Mavericks 4-0. Huh? You're sticking to it.
Yeah, to be honest, more realistic, I probably would say that to me would probably be more 4-2.
Yeah.
I would say 4-2.
I'm
obviously
hoping
Wolves.
4-2.
Yeah. 4-2 Wolves is probably more realistic. Hopeful for a four rip.
Yep.
So.
I agree.
Yeah.
4-2. 4-2.
4-2 is probably pretty I mean,
Let's get to the finals, baby.
these teams, I mean, you'd hope, let's be honest, you'd hope that these teams would win. I mean, some of these teams would win at least once.
You'd think, yeah.
You made it all the way here. Just give a little, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the Pacers, to be fair,
Yeah.
they are the 6th seed.
Yeah, Pacers are a 6 seed. But they're healthy, which helps.
Yes.
The
That's
nice
not
thing
to
about
take
them is
anything away from them, but they are the 6th seed, so, like, in theory, they should be not, like, the best team,
right.
you know?
Yeah. I think it's hard at
they're
this
playing
point.
well.
'Cause, yeah. At this point, it's almost like the seed. Because what are the Heat are usually in a lower seed too, and they just
The
turn
Heat
it on.
were an 8.
8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're just going up against the juggernaut potentially. So we'll see.
Alrighty, team.
Bang bang.
See y'all later.
Catch you on the flip. Peace. I mean, this is closer than